Game number 7 this week takes us down to Winston-Salem to play Wake Forest. And Wake Forest is a team that I have a tremendous amount of respect for, the talent level that they have, and also Jim Grove, who's an outstanding football coach and person. So we've got to make sure that we have a good week of preparation, have good focus, attention to detail this week to give ourselves the opportunity to go down there and win. And we look forward to the opportunity, but know that we've got a lot of work ahead of us to get done.
Randy, you guys talk all the time about one-game seasons and how the next game is the most important game, but when the next win brings something as tangible as bowl eligibility, something that you guys have talked about at the beginning of the season, what is it like just to be that close to that goal?
No different than game 1. We look at the season in its entirety, not 5 games, not 2 games, not 7 games, not. We look at each game separately, and what we have our focus on is to get the win. And if we get a win, like I said, we put it in the bank and let it draw interest, and then hopefully at the end of the 12, we put have enough wins in the bank to achieve the goals that we've set for ourselves. So that's really our only focus, is to go out and play better this week and get a win and try to make sure that we do everything we can to do that. But it'll be no different this week than it has been for all the other weeks so far.
Coach, the Tanner Price to Michael Campanaro pitch and catch tandem is dangerous as any in the ACC. What kind of things do they do to set these guys up?
I'm trouble talking today.
I know, exactly. Too much cranberry juice, sir.
Did you have some crackers before you?
Pretty much, yes. What do they do?
Those two guys, when you take a look at Wake Forest offense, those are the two guys that you got to stop. They're very good players. Tanner Price is playing really, really well this year for them. He is throwing the ball extremely well. He's also a threat running the ball. He gets back there and he's elusive. They'll run some zone read with him, but also he's a guy that has very good escapability. So you've got to be very disciplined in terms of your rush lanes, but very impressed with what he's done and how he's playing. And Michael Campanaro, Campanaro didn't play against us last year. He was hurt, but that guy is a playmaker for him. They look to get him the ball in every situation they can. He's having an outstanding year. 44 catches already this year. He's a guy that he can beat you underneath. He's got good speed. He's caught in deep balls. He's a really good punt returner. I just have a lot of respect for him and how he plays the game and how competitive he is and how talented he is. He's somebody that we have to be concerned with because he's got the ability to make big plays for him.
Coach, could you just talk about, I know how grateful you were for the win last week, given what had happened at Florida State and everything, but there were some things we have to address penalty-wise, turnover-wise, things like that. Could you just talk about those things that are sort of points of emphasis this week?
Well, every week is turnovers. We only had 1 turnover on offense, and that was a situation where we had a young man that wanted to try to make something happen instead of just playing the situation. And if he just played the situation, that wouldn't happen. And then Will just has to understand the difference between fair catching and when you have time, just make the catch. And then the other one, I don't know what you do about the other one. Is guys running down, it's a short kick. We got to try to get up closer and make sure that they don't know if the ball is short and get out of the way. We practice those things, but sometimes things happen. But yeah, we got to do a much better job of securing the football. I think one of the bigger issues is we got to get some turnovers. That's one thing we haven't done in the last 2 ball games is gotten any turnovers. And, we haven't taken possessions away from the other team, and that's something we got to do. And the penalties, again, a lot of that is just not using good technique, not, being good fundamentally, and those are things that we'll address, and we always address, because we don't like to do things that put us in a situation that puts us behind the chains or allows the team to gain field position on us. So again, we just got to have a little bit more attention to detail and more focus on the little things. And if we do that, then I think we'll eliminate some of those costly penalties that we've had, and then also, that can eliminate the turnovers. And we just have to, be better in understanding situations so those things don't occur in critical times.
Coach, the injury to Yannick and the lingering injury with Matt Robinson, what McGee was able to do with the tight end position for Virginia, what's the level of concern, coverage-wise, or just mainly in the linebacking core going forward?
I'm not concerned, just from the standpoint, other guys just have to step up. Savon stepped in last week and played a little bit. He'll have to step up. We also have Avery Thompson, who's played that position. So we still have some depth there, but again, it's a situation where we've got to get guys to understand that they're a little bit closer to playing, so they got to have a little bit more sense of urgency and understanding that, hey, they could be in there and they got to be able to execute if they go in there. But injuries happen. I'm not going to sit here and cry about it, be upset about it. It's our job as coaches to deal with the situation the best we can and work to get the right people on the field to give us a chance to win, and that's what we'll do. And hopefully, we'll get a couple of those guys, back here shortly. But if we don't, it just presents another opportunity for somebody else to step in and do the job.
Coach, just with how well Yannick was playing, how tough is that for you to see him go down?
Well, it's tough because you feel bad for anybody when they get an injury, a season-ending injury, but especially for a guy like Yannick. That guy just works his tail off, each and every day to be the best he can be, and he gives great effort in the classroom, gives it in the weight room, gives it on the practice field, and was playing well. You feel for him, you really do. But it's one of those situations where in this game, there's no guarantees that he'll stay healthy for 12 games. You hope you do. But that'll hurt us. He was having a good year, and but now what happens is that other guys have to step up. Yannick Nagawe, has got to step up, and to the level that Cujo is playing, and that's just the nature of the business. But like I said, I feel bad for him because he epitomizes everything that I know that I want to see in a football student athlete here at Maryland.
Great, not to harp on Cujo too much, but what's the recovery process like for Doris?
You know what? I really haven't had a chance to talk to the doctors yet. I just know that I got the information late yesterday afternoon that he was going to have surgery, and he's going to have surgery on Friday, but have not had a chance to really talk about the recovery period and what everything takes place with that. I'll probably be able to update that a little bit more on Thursday.
Guys come to college at different levels of readiness. How ready was Yannick Ngakoue when he arrived, and how has he progressed now that he has a chance for more playing time?
The good thing with Yannick, he came out of a very good program, the Friendship Collegiate Academy, and he understood the work ethic, and he was strong, when he got here. Again, the fundamentals and the techniques that we teach, are a little bit different, which is always understandable. And plus, the complexity of how much meeting time and all those sort of things. So he came in, you know, prepared as well as he could be prepared, you know, for the situation. And then, you know, he's learning, and you know, he's still got a good learning curve to go. But the thing that I like is every day he's out there working hard and he's getting better, and that's all you can ask for.
Can you talk about what it was like to be the team that came out on top? That was just great in that game, and how the students took the team in and everybody was jumping around.
You know, anytime that you win, it's good. And I think through all the adversity that we kind of put ourselves in that game, to see the resiliency and the fight that our guys had all the way to the end, you know, I thought it was good. I think that that helps us. You wouldn't like it to be that way, but that's the way it turned out. And again, I think any time that you can win at home and win a league game, it's special. And to overcome what we had to overcome, I think it made it even more, made you more great, I guess you could say. But you'd rather have it that way. But again, I thought the fans were good, and you know what we got to do, but we got to get better. I mean, we still have to get a lot better.
Coach, CJ warmed up a little bit. Is it cleared for practice? And what's the schedule? Do you plan to? Is there any hope that he can play on Saturday?
That was what we did last week. CJ went through a whole battery of tests each day, and which is the protocol that we have here for concussions. So each day there was as long as you know passed the test, then you move to the next one, and that's what he did. And so part of the process was that to put him out there and let him go through warm-ups, because that was still part of the process. And he was cleared to go on Sunday. He practiced Sunday. He's cleared. He's the starter for us this week. He'll practice full every day, and but no, he's ready to go. One of the big things was last week is, you know, CJ probably thought he was ready to go, but again, he wasn't clear, and he didn't practice at all until where he did some things later, you know, Friday, and he did some individual, and then on Saturday, you know, did the things there pre-game. So, but no, he's good to go and clear, and he's a starter.
Coach, do you mind just talking a little bit about LA and being named linebacker of the week?
I think LA is having a really good year for us. It's great that you know, to see him get the recognition this week for, you know, his play a week ago. I think he's really become more of a student of the game and understanding his role and how his role revolves within our defense. But again, I've liked the progression that he's made in the last, you know, 3 years, and I think, you know, he still is going to get better. He's a guy that really wants to do good. He's not afraid of hard work. He's physical, but again, I think the same thing. He'll just continue to get better as he continues to hone his techniques and continues still to get better from a fundamental standpoint.
Coach, Will is slotted in as the lead punt returner ahead of Stephon. What went into the decision for this week?
Excuse me?
Will likely slotted in at what went into the decision to put in first on the 2 weeks?
Well, again, you know, you take a look at things, and you have guys back there between Stephon and Will, and you know, Stephon took a ding against West Virginia, and you know, I have confidence in Will as long as Will just, you know, uses a little bit better judgment to fair catch. But we're fortunate that we have two guys that can do that, and Stephon's the kickoff returner, and Will's the punt returner right now.
Coach, you talked about giving the playmakers an opportunity to make plays, and Deion made that catch on Saturday. It looked like he was pretty tightly covered. Do you think that after seeing, you know, Deion make a big play like that, the quarterbacks might feel more comfortable, you know, giving them an opportunity even if they don't look open?
I sure would hope so. That's one of the things that I know that I've been trying to stress to them especially on certain routes that, just, put the ball in a position where those guys have a chance to go and get the ball. And probably more times than not, they're going to find a way to come down with it. So hopefully that will, that will show them that if they do that, they'll have a chance to make a play, whether it's one-on-one coverage or in that situation, we almost had to do it there, but even in one-on-one situations. And then also for them to understand that those guys are really good athletes, and depending on how they're covered, it doesn't necessarily mean to try to throw the ball where they outrun guys. If, it's even, again, throw it, underthrow it, and let our guys use their athleticism and their ability to, come back and get it, or, get an interference call. So I hope it does, and, those are things that we work on in practice.
Coach, 5-1, chance to become bowl eligible this week. Does that speak to the progress that the program has made since you got here, and even from last year?
No, it really all it means is that after 6 games we're 5-1, and we got a chance here at Game 7 to get win number 6. And again, really don't want to talk about anything about the season until it's over, because the season isn't over yet. We're only halfway through our games. And like I said, we got 5 wins, and all we're trying to do is get a win each week. So it's really no sense to talk about anything else until we get to the end of the season. Because again, my whole opinion is we're going to judge the season based on its entirety, and then we'll go from there.
Everyone good?